The fun thing, we had OCLO, and this is, I think it popped a little bit, the next bar here, but just sold most of it into strength there. And the fun thing about this was we sort of discounted the previous overhead supply, just very deep base here, but we just looked at this as everybody that bought at 70 and held down to 20 is wasted, right? They're completely out of the trade, or they're going to hold forever. So I think that we tend to look back a year or two, but this special case where the theme got so hot, we found an inside day and just played it. So in a tough environment, you've got the Middle East conflict, and then we're buying OCLO in a high tight flag. So there's definitely a lot of power in the group there. So we're playing with that one. And, shakeouts, you can do a lot of re-entries up to 3. If you don't get it right the first time or second time, I tend to back off. And this is what I've been doing with MSTR actually in the recent handle in June just was not really working out here. So we switched to IBIT, and that's a little bit better. So if it's not working out for you, there's maybe, you won't be surprised when it tanks later. So, and then you pause these slides and take a look at, when to sell, first targets, depending on the signal. If you're on a great signal where everything's working for you, you maybe want to take more than 2 risk multiples before you take anything. If you're at a total chop fest, you're probably taking something very quickly, like we did with OCLO. We took like a 20% scale and then moved the stop to even. They never hit it, and then we're selling when we get that 30% rip for the most part and keeping a trailer. So, like I said, Celsius did about 900% from that example there, and we're not really looking so much at China names anymore, but the lower quality names tend to move in those interesting environments, and they sort of all round trip. So you really need to sell those to the strength and kind of be smart about your risk management. So, all right, so earnings pivots here. This is something you want me to go over. It's a really interesting thing I think we not really discovered it, but you get a moment where you discover that earnings are creating the pattern a lot of the times. It's drifting into earnings, and it's waiting for that confirmation. And then you get this tight area or pivot that people tend to try a day or two before. And I tend not to do that because you're sort of just gambling. Maybe you get up 3%. Maybe you just go take a stop right ahead of it.